our hearts in Christian love. The fellowship of kindred souls is like to that above. We share our mutual woes, our mutual burdens bear, and often for each other flows the sympathizing tear. We sing that hymn from time to time in our worship, and I thought of it this morning as I was paging through one of Dr. Fred Craddock's books entitled Craddock's Stories. Fred Craddock served for many years as the Bandy's professor of preaching and New Testament at the Candler School of Theology in Georgia. In this book, Craddock shares this memory. He writes, "My mother took us to church and Sunday school every week, but my father didn't go. He complained about Sunday dinner being late when she came home. Sometimes the preacher would come over and my father would say, 'I know what the church wants. The church doesn't care about me. The church just wants another name on the rolls. The church just wants another pledge. That's all they want.'" Fred Craddock writes, "I heard it 1,000 times as I was growing up." He says sometimes we would have a revival and the pastor would bring the evangelist over and the pastor would say to the evangelist as he pointed to my father, "There's one for you, get him, get him, get him now." And my father would say the same thing. "The church doesn't care about me. The church just wants another name on its rolls. The church just wants another pledge. The church doesn't care about me." And Craddock writes, every time my mother would be in the kitchen in fear of tempers flaring or of somebody's feelings getting hurt. But there was one time when Craddock's father didn't say it. He was in the Veterans Hospital and he was down to 73 pounds. They had taken out his throat and said, "It's just too late. There's nothing else we can do." Fred Craddock writes, "They put in a metal tube. X-rays burned him to pieces. Craddock says, I flew in to see him. He couldn't speak. He couldn't eat. I looked around the room, and there were potted plants and cut flowers on all the window sills, and there was a stack of cards 20 inches deep beside my father's bed. Even on the tray where they would put food my father couldn't eat, there were flowers. And all the flowers beside the bed, every card, every blossom, every single one of them were from persons or groups from the church, our church, my father's church." Craddock writes, "My father saw me read a card. He couldn't speak, so he took a Kleenex box and wrote on the side of it a line from Shakespeare. He wrote, 'In this harsh world, would you draw your breath to tell my story?' And Fred Craddock said, 'Dad, what is your story?' And his father wrote, 'I was wrong. I was wrong. The church really cared about me.'" And so wherever you are today, whoever you are today, please know that your church, Cherry Hill Church, cares about you. Have a good week.